Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Last night, Daniel Martell sat down on a YouTube channel and was talking about his accounts, he says, that has gone on for the last 5 months, the day Jack and Lilly Sullivan vanished. Tonight, we're going to be going over more of that, his body language, his words, and the parts that did and didn't change when he talked about the morning Jack and Lilly disappeared. We're going to be stacking his statements against his record, and we've got a lot to talk about. We're doing a special edition today with Clutch Them Pearls. We got some new songs that we want to share with you. Let's go. Are y'all ready? Let's do it. Watch this. Tell me what you think. This one's called Super Math Daniel.
Daniel in the mirror, cape made of bed sheets, superhero swagger, but his powers taste sweet. Not kryptonite, nah, it's crystals and fumes. Pictou County's whispering, that boy's doomed. Superman Daniel, soaring through the skies, fighting off the bears, outrunning all the spies. Superman Daniel, living in his head. The RCMPs, connecting dots instead, raging the rapids. His canoe's made of lies. Says he tamed the river, but he's soaked in dry eyes. Tells the world he wrestled 10 raccoons last night, but the only claws he felt were from his own bad fight. Too many black eyes, too many tails. The North don't claim you, your bravado fails. Superman Daniel thinks he's Superman, but the county's laughing, we all understand. Superman Daniel, you can't fool the town. The Mounties got their book and they're tracking you down. He says he's faster than choppers, can leap tall trees, but his superpowers just illusions. And please, Daniel, oh Daniel, we all see the truth. Your cape's just a blanket, your ego's the proof.
Wait till you hear the next one. Okay. Okay. The next one, this one is called Junkyard Janie. This is the one that I kind of really like, to be honest with you. Here we go. Hit me, DJ.
Junkyard Janie, wild and free, misty 120 smoke, scrolling her feet. Chickens loose at the crack of dawn, feathers flying and they're gone. Oh Janie, Junkyard Janie, picket fence drains in Pictou County. She'll trade a story for smokes or a treat. Dogs in the windshield barking on repeat. Camper hum, she hears it all. Crickets chirp, the night birds call. Tamu games on a cracked up screen. Life ain't pretty, but it's routine. Wild and reckless, roots in the ground. Janie's kingdom's the best around. Oh Janie, Junkyard Janie, picket fence dreams in Pictou County. She'll trade a story for smokes or a treat. Dogs in the windshield barking on repeat. Oh, camper hum, she hears it all. Crickets chirp, the night birds call. Tamu games on the cracked up screen. Life ain't pretty, but it's routine. Wild and reckless, roots in the ground. Janie's kingdom's the best around. Oh, Janie, junkyard Janie, picket fence dreams in Pictou County. She'll trade a story for smokes or a treat. Dogs in the windshield, barking on repeat. Rust and weeds, her empire grows. Old tin cans and the wind that blows. But her laugh cuts through like a summer storm. She's chaos wrapped in a heart that's warm.
It gives us two versions. Let me see if this is the one. Let me check 1 second. This is the one. This was the good one. This was the good one. It gives us two versions. 1 second. Let me give you the other version. This one was the good one. The really good one, I think it was. I thought it was.
Junkyard Janie wild and free. And they see one tiny smoke storing her feet. Chickens loose at the crack of dawn. Feathers flying, then they're gone. Oh, Janie, junkyard Janie.
Thanks, Miss Holly.
Pictou County. She'll trade a story for smoke or a treat. Dogs in the windshield barking on repeat. Camper hums, she hears it all. Crickets chirp, the nightbirds call. Table games on a cracked up screen. The life ain't pretty, but it's routine. Wild and reckless, roots in the ground. Janie's kingdom's the best around. Oh, Janie, junkyard Janie, picket fence dreams in Pictou County. She'll trade a story for smoke or a treat. Dogs in the windshield barking on repeat. Roots in the ground. Janie's kingdom's the best around. Oh, Janie, junkyard Janie, picket fence dreams in Pictou County. She'll trade a story for smoke or a treat. Dogs in the windshield barking on repeat. Rust and weeds, her empire grows. Old tin cans and the wind that blows. But her laugh cuts through like a summer storm. She's chaos wrapped in a heart that's born. Her empire grows. Old tin cans and the wind that blows. But her laugh cuts through like a summer storm. She's chaos wrapped in a heart that's warm. Oh, Janie, junkyard Janie, picket fence dreams in Pictou County. She'll trade a story for smoke or a treat. Dogs in the windshield barking on repeat. Dogs in the windshield barking on repeat.
All right. And 1 second. Can't remember which one it was. Okay, this one's it. And this one's it. And I promise you, we'll talk after this. I just love these, though. One more thing. Here we go. This is it.
Cape made of bed sheets. Superhero swagger, but his powers taste sweet. Not kryptonite, nah, it's crystals and fumes. Pictou County's whispering that boy's doom. Superman Daniel soaring through the sky, fighting off the bears, outrunning all the spies. Superman Daniel living in his head. The RCMP's connecting dots instead. Raging the rapids, his canoe's made of lies. Says he tamed the river, but he soaked it dry-eyed. Tells the world he wrestled 10 raccoons last night, but the only claws he felt were from his own bad fight. Too many black eyes, too many tails. The North don't claim you, your bravado fails. Daniel thinks he's Superman, but the county's laughing. We all understand. Superman Daniel, you can't fool the town. The Mounties got their book, and there tracking you down. He says he's faster than choppers, can leap tall trees, but his superpowers just illusions and fleas. Daniel, oh Daniel, we all see the truth. Your cape's just a blanket, your ego's the proof. Superman Daniel. Superman Daniel. Superman Daniel.
All right. Thank you, guys. Thought you guys would like those. That's right, Debbie. That's right. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Really, really do appreciate your time. You could have chosen to be anywhere on YouTube. You have a lot of options anywhere on the internet, anywhere in the world, and you chose to be right here. I know your time is very valuable, and I do appreciate you spending some time with me. Today is the second day of October 2025. It is currently 6:45 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. Bonjour. Oh, good, PH. Good to see you guys. Thank you, my beautiful pearls. You know what sucks? That's catchy AF. You know Daniel's going to have that stuck in his head. I'm singing Super Matt Daniel all day. You know, mopping the floors. Super Matt Daniel. It is what it is. It's meant to be catchy. It's meant to be catchy. Good to see you guys. Good to see you guys. Oh, thank you, Charlotte. I've been all over Canada. I've been from Vancouver to Toronto, all over Canada. I love Canada. Good to see you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Guys, if you don't mind, before we get started, my live chat and my replay crew, would you please hit that thumbs up button? Would greatly appreciate it. And consider sharing the live out for extra bonus points. Last night, Mr. Martell himself did a sit-down interview with DT Show and spoke on his probably 11,000th claim about what he says happened the day little 4 and 6-year-old Jack and Lilly Sullivan vanished from their Pictou County home in Nova Scotia. They have not been heard, seen since May 2nd of this year. 5 months today. 5 months. 5 months. And we still have no idea what happened to them. We're going to continue the interview that we were talking about last night. Oh, Enoch, it's too cold. Canada's too cold in the winter time. I hate it here during the winter time. I need to be I need to like be on the equator. Thank you so much, Miss Holly. Good to see you, my dear. Hope you guys are doing okay. Much love to you, my friend. Good to see you. You received one of those pearl necklaces. Make sure you give our girl Holly a big thank you. Thank you so much, Holly. Been thinking of you and Lloyd. Everything you're going through right now, my dear. Much love to you guys. Really do appreciate you. Summers Army, good to see you, my gal. Really do appreciate you. Thank you for dancing with us. Good to see you, my dear. All right. So one thing that is very interesting, Daniel said last night, was he claims that the RCMP told him that the blanket was 100% planted, which is very interesting to me. Very interesting. Were they doing that as a tactic to just seeing how he might act? Now, I don't think, no matter what you believe in this case. I don't think it's a far stretch for all of us, whether you support, or supportive of Daniel, or question him. Whoever put that blanket in a tree would have had to be someone close to the house. Now, Daniel is claiming that he wants Maleha's, I think it's her cousin, or maybe friend, I forget who it is, I forget her name, to be to do a lie detector test. I bet you, Daniel, she would not have a single problem with doing that. It's a shame that she would have to, to do that, because she had nothing to do with it. She had nothing to do with it. Oh, TCH. Uh-huh. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Very much so. So, this was the live last night. I appreciated DT show for doing this interview. I'm glad Daniel did this interview. I personally don't. I take a different stance than the DTS show on this, but nonetheless, I appreciate the work that he's been putting into this. And hopefully time will tell whatever happened to Lily and Jack. Hopefully. I don't want this to be a cold case at all. That's what really worries me. I don't want this to be another Summer Wells, another Sebastian Rogers. That's the fear, right? But we'll see. We'll see. Yes, and that she felt bad about then being cold. Because like Justin always said, it happened Thursday evening. Yeah, I believe it happened Thursday evening. I think there was a lot of things that happened Thursday evening. Yeah. Yeah. All right, guys, let's get into it. He says a lot here. DT did let Daniel speak. I'm trying to be positive. Yep. Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah. And so they asked you to stay there.
Why did it go back all the way to the beginning? That is really weird. Okay, 1 second. 1 second. Let's get back to where we. Okay, this is where we started. Right. Okay, this is where we left off. Right there.
Where they left.
My super chat was up there. So
they left it right at the bottom of Lansdowne Road when they left. No, they didn't at all. Now,
at any point,
buckle up.
Not that I know of.
Now, was this the vehicle that went with Malaya? Like, I think it was towed later.
Yeah, it was actually towed by Commander of Operations. The guy's name is Josh. And he was actually pretty pissed about where they left it. They left it right at the bottom of Lansdowne Road when they left.
Interesting. And so
yeah, so he was pretty pissed about it. He said what he said is that goddamn fucking vehicle's always in the way of the search vehicles, right? So he said he's like, I had it towed out of here. It was White River Towing or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, he wasn't happy about where it was left because they use that road quite a bit.
He's talking about Malaya's vehicle that was towed. Me too, Bonaboo. Me too, honey.
And you don't, I mean, when it was towed, were you still in communication with Malaya?
No. Okay. And my wallet was left in the car. when it was towed. And then when I got my wallet back, everything was taken out except for my actual important stuff, like my driver's license, my bank card, my health card. All that stuff was still in there, but all the other stuff was taken.
Interesting.
He's sketchy. He's so fucking sketchy. Paula, thank you so much, my dear. Really do appreciate you. Do you have a little wiener dog, Paula? I had a little red weenie dog years ago. Her name was Chloe. Thank you so much, my dear. The more tangled webs he weaves, the strong. Yes, very much so, Karen. RCMP is going to roll that nasty half spider, half flag creep into his own massive web, allegedly, in my opinion. And that's the thing. Now you will notice, mentioned this last night, Daniel talks a lot about what the documents say, and he goes by more of what the documents say versus what he has actually said in the past, right? Thank you, Sherry. Thank you so much for 9 months, my love. Appreciate you. Good to see you. Other than a money, what else could a man's wallet hold? Good question. Good question. I have not heard Daniel speak that way. Yeah, I think he's much different. I think he's Jekyll.
And did
So-
the investigators ever tell you that they didn't search it?
No, they didn't.
Okay, so there's a possibility that they searched it and just that you're just not aware of it.
That is true. That could be true. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they can't tell me everything. So.
Right. And it is her vehicle, so I'm not sure if they would come out and say, hey, we searched her vehicle to you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they tell me lots of things, but it's just some things they don't.
Well, I'll ask you this. Did they search your other vehicles on the property?
I'm not totally sure. For the first couple of days, like I wasn't at the house, but I imagine they did.
Okay. Well, I would imagine that they would have. That would have been
Yeah.
Well, I would imagine that they would have told you as well. That's what I would have imagined. They would have told you. Don't you think? Hey, Carol, you're an OG girl, 14 months. Oh, boy. Thank you so much, Miss Carol. Really do appreciate you, my dear. So good to see you. Hopefully, you are doing good today. Good to see you, love. Hey, Peacemaker. Good to see you again. Saw you over at Daphne's a little bit ago. Good to see you. Thank you so much, my friend. Thank you, thank you. And Crime Science. Good to see you, love. How you doing? Good to see you. Appreciate you, Crime Science. Good to see you. Mallory, hey girl. How you doing? Been lurking lately, but love you. We love you too, Miss Mallory. Good. Glad you came out the bushes. Glad you came out the bushes, girl. Thank you so much, Miss Mallory. Really do appreciate you, love. Thank you, love. Magic, hey darling. Thank you so much for renewing the membership. Appreciate you. Good to see you, Miss Magic. Do you believe in magic? Thank you, love. Alicia, good to see you. I had to renew yesterday, but I lost my streak. No, they give it back to you. They give it back to you. Love it here. Oh, thank you so much. Never, never, never. Thank you so much, Alicia. Appreciate you, love. Good to see you. Yeah, that would be bad if they took away like your streak of how many months you've supported. No, they don't do that. Thank God.
Oversight to not do that. And I'm my assumption. It's just an assumption that the reason you don't know about it obviously is because, well, Malaya and you weren't talking. So at this point, you arrive. Officers are talking to Malaya.
Oh my God. The neighbor thing is ridiculous. I'm sorry. The neighbor thing is ridiculous. They have nothing to do with it at all. Leave the neighbors alone. Leave the neighbors alone. I would be a bitchy old neighbor too if I had someone like Janie and Daniel living beside of me. You know, the crackies next door, yeah, leave the neighbor alone.
How long before the search team gets there?
The search team was actually fairly quickly. They actually had the command center and everything set up pretty fast. They had a lot of different, I don't know what you would call them, search teams or dispatchments of different units. There's 23 different search organizations or search teams in Nova Scotia from each area. They have a total of 23.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if all 23 made it here, but there was some from the South Shore. I mean, a lot from all over Nova Scotia. And they had the Nova Scotia Guard called in. And the first helicopter arrived on scene within the first hour and a half, which was, I do believe I was told that's a record for making the first helicopter to a search.
Let me tell you something.
That is pretty impressive. An hour and a
half. Guys, you want to talk about quick? They were there at what, 10:20, 10:30, something like that. By 10:40, they had drones up. Drones can see a huge area. It has technology to see if there is anyone walking, any heat sources, all of that. They didn't find Jack and Lily. Because Jack and Lily were not around there in those woods. They would have found them. They absolutely would have found them. Period. Hazel Eyes, how you doing, girl? Thank you, baby. Good to see you. Thank you, love. Thank you, Sweet Tooth. I really do appreciate you. Good to see you, Sweet Hazel Eyes. And thank you for being a member. I would be so pissed as Ellie listening to him boast as if he's a mathematician. And I don't mean.
Yeah.
And the dogs.
But they had drones out. They had drones out much quicker than that. They had drones up within the first 30 to 40 minutes, I think.
That's true.
Oh, wow. And how long before the dogs got there?
The dogs came much later. They were there that day, but for the first, I don't know when the dogs actually showed up, but for the first few hours, there was no dogs. There was no dogs in the New Glasgow area. We don't even have a canine unit in New Glasgow right now, like in Pictou County. So and Major Crimes told me that. They said that we don't have a canine unit in Pictou County anymore.
Gotcha.
So a lot of the resources are coming from northeastern Major Crimes, which is the Truro area.
Understood.
Like 45 minutes to an hour away.
So it did take them some time to get out.
Yeah, but we had the best search dogs in the province at the house. They belong to Halifax Search and Rescue.
Good deal. And so you weren't allowed to go into the woods. Where were you at during this time?
I was actually back by Mom's RV talking to her.
Talking to Mommy.
You know, we were wondering why we couldn't go back into the woods. And then a number of minutes passed. I'd say about 10 to 15 minutes passed. And a guy in military gear, it said Oliver on his shirt or vest or whatever you want to refer to it as.
He remembers the name. The guy, Oliver, said he could go back into looking. Daniel likes to talk about how he wasn't there the first couple days. To me, that's troubling. It's very troubling.
Or uniform, we'll call it.
Yeah.
He actually said, Daniel, you can go back into the woods. And I actually believe he was he was later on. He was a canine handler, but I don't know if the dog was there yet at that point.
Understood.
Because I remember seeing him with a canine unit, I'm pretty sure, later on in the search.
And so you were allowed to go back in the woods?
Yeah. And then I immediately jumped the fence and I was right back into the woods and I did all the streams that were up behind the house that lead into that.
God. What is wrong with him? That's his nerves making him talk fast. Oh, he's talking very fast. And he's probably hyped up a little bit as well. You know what I mean? He's probably on the good. Oh yeah.
Little marsh that's actually to the left of the house you showed.
Now, I don't know how true this is. I've heard rumors of this, that at some point you heard a scream and you thought it sounded like the kids. When was
Yeah, that was later on. That would have been, it was still on that same.
We're probably DTing at that point. Daniel, you're probably DTing at that point. He is the only one. Yeah. Oh yeah, Sherry, you didn't know about that? He says he thought he heard kids in the forest. He does this 30-minute video clip of him out searching and shows Malaya. It's very odd. He does this 30-minute video clip like, oh, look, I'm doing something. Thought he heard the screams ahead of the drones. I don't remember that, but I do remember talking about that he thought he heard some kids at some point, and that he did that video. Oh my God, Magic Star had a pearl baby. He just squeezed out a little pearl. Thank you, Magic Star. She just given birth to her pearl baby, 9 months. God bless you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Magic Star. Appreciate you. Hey, Fran. Good to see you, love. Love you too, baby. Good to see you. Hey, God, Miss Fran. Thank you, love. Appreciate you. Good to see you. And thank you for being a member. Do appreciate you, love. Hey, Mama Bear. How you doing, Mama Bear? Good to see you. Long time no see. Thank you, Mama Bear. Hopefully you and yours are well. And thank you so much for your support and being a member here on the Pearl family. Thank you, loves. And Mama Bear coming in clutch at 4 months as well. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Mama Bear. Good to see you. Baba Rose is late. Baba Brand. Well, Baba Rose to the office, please. You're being paged. Baba Rose to the office, please. You're being paged. We need a late slip for Baba Rose. Good to see you, Baba Rose. I do, in my opinion, think the stepdad knows exactly where these two pressure children are. I do too, Cynthia. He talks about in this about CPS coming out, and because of, first he said it was their learning disabilities, that CPS was out there, guiding them. And then he says CPS is out there for behavioral. CPS is out there because there's concerns of the children's welfare. That's why that's why CPS is out there for the children. They're not there, to be there for like some chapter 1 or some disability coaching or something like that. It's the most ridiculous thing. You can go to the Canada CPS or DHS, I forget what's called there, and they will absolutely tell you that they're not there for that. And my thing is, I don't know, like, if I was the interviewer on this, when Daniel said that, I would have challenged him. I wouldn't have just let him said that and not challenged him on that. What do you mean? What do you mean? They're You're saying that they're there for to help them learn? Hey, Ash, good to see you. Exactly. The only way there was to be there for the reasons the state is if the parents were negligent. Of course. Yes. No, it wasn't, Gina. He wasn't at all. At all.
Stream path when I was walking up through the woods. I thought I heard a scream, but you have to remember I had a helicopter right above me. There was drones. There was already people searching.
Yeah, there was a fucking helicopter above you, Daniel, and there was drones and all this, and you thought it was a child
At this
scream?
point. So I don't know if it was actually a child scream or not, but it did sound like a scream. But it could have been somebody yelling for the kids, right?
That's possible too. Yes.
No,
But it was so hard to tell because
you know the difference. You know the difference in a scream. Come on.
The way the helicopter was going, it was going slow and doing. I was like, I almost swear I could feel like the rotor wash that was coming down off of the wind, because sometimes they would go pretty low because the vegetation was pretty dense, because a lot of it's not hardwood, so there's no leaves, right? It's evergreen, so you have trees that are full of needles, so it's much more hard to get a good view from a helicopter through that stuff.
Yeah, no, I can imagine it being very difficult.
Excuse me. Sorry.
At any point that first day, did
what? Hold on. This SOB. He said the helicopter thing was going so low. He's such an idiot.
Rotor wash that was coming down off of
your motor waft in 1976, Daniel. Quiet.
The wind, because sometimes they would go pretty low. Because
the
vegetation was pretty dense, because a lot of it's not hardwood, so there's no leaves, right? It's evergreen, so you have trees that are full of needles.
Can't
so
roll my
it's
eyes
much more hard to get a good view from a helicopter through that stuff.
Yeah, no, I can imagine it being very difficult.
They do just fine, Daniel, and so does the technology. The technology can see through a lot of that shit.
At any point that first day, did they question you guys at all, as far as maybe perhaps?
Yeah, I actually sat in my mother's vehicle, and commander of operations came down from the command center, and me and him sat in there.
Listen to this.
We went over some of the stuff we're going over right now. Did you know the kids are going to be home from school that day? Would you have kept the kids home from school that day? What happened in the morning? Did you see the kids that morning? There's a lot of the similar questions you're asking me now.
I'll tell you something in a minute.
Yeah, I can imagine so. And that happened that first day. So nighttime comes in. Around what time does the search stop on the first day?
The search doesn't stop on the first day. They go right through the night.
Interesting. And when are you notified about a blanket?
If we're referring to the blanket that was up in the tree, or just the blanket in general.
Well, let's rewind then. So there's been a lot of confusion that you had denied that the blanket.
Okay, you did deny. That's a fact. That's not an opinion. It is a fact that you certainly denied it, Daniel. Okay. Now, second of all, don't you find it very interesting that out of all of this, all of the people that they interviewed, Daniel, Malaya, Janie, Justin, Malaya's parent, just all of the people that they have interviewed Daniel the longest and the most. I don't find that a coincidence. Like I've always said, Malaya's family came there, stayed a night. The next day, there's a knockdown drag out in the property, right? So tell me, why would Malaya's family blame him, right? I've always said Malaya and Daniel, their story was the same virtually in the beginning, right? They were laying there. Malaya was asleep. She tells Daniel, "Do you hear the kids?" But they're not believing Malaya or Daniel, because if they believed Malaya or Daniel, it would have just stuck and they wouldn't have blamed Daniel, right? Yes, there has to be a reason why they either didn't believe Malaya or she told them something privately. Had to be. Yep. Exactly. Oh, Angel, thank you, Mamacita. Thank you, love. Appreciate you. Very kind, Angel. Much love to you, my dear. Really do appreciate you. If you received one of those pearl necklaces, make sure you give our beloved Angel a big thank you. Thank you so much, my dear. Really do appreciate you. Yeah, he does, JS. Yeah, I agree. Has anyone seen me and you in the last couple days? Yep. But I think me and you was in last night.
In the tree was lilies that ended up being lilies. Was there another blanket that was found out there?
There is actually another blanket. There's a full pink blanket. I was shown a picture of it, splayed out on the ground. Officer Karen Mason showed me that. She was involved in quite a bit of the, just back and forth stuff between the command center and me and Malaya and mom and, some of the people involved, and just trying to relay information, keep us up to date and stuff like that.
And this pink blanket that they found, was it something that they found close to the house, or?
I'm not sure the location where it was found. There was a pink blanket. There was a water bottle. There was a children's T-shirt, and there may have been a sock or socks too. Shown.
Hold on. They found a children's T-shirt as well? They found a children's T-shirt? Was it a girl's? Some of the people involved, yeah. She didn't need to show you that blanket down. You already, yeah, I agree. Oh, thank you, Sheila. Yes, in the beginning. Justin on the dispatch just says ripped, torn clothing. I'm trying to remember. God, it's been so long.
Me as well, but none of them belong to Lilies, right? I mean, none of them were Lilies. None of them were Jacks.
I think this is where I left off yesterday, because he says none of them were Lilies, right? And then he says, "Oh, none of them were Lily and none of them were Jack's." He catches himself. He's got to add Jack there as well. Want me to forward you this? If you got it, that would be great, Daph. That would be great. Thank you, Paula. Good to see you. Thank you, love. Was Justin and Earl given lie detector test? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. They were interviewed. But not that I don't think they were given lie detector tests. No. That pipeline is so busy. It's like the Pictou Circus. It's funny. Oh my God, that's so funny. No, I don't think that they were lie detector tested. Maybe no, wait. Malaya's mom, they were given a lie detector test. Let me look at my papers. Let me look at that, Paula. I'll get back to you on that. I don't want to like. Justin wasn't. Justin was not given a lie detector test. Earl, I can't remember. He might have been. No, he's definitely interviewed. Thank you, Paula. Thank you, Sherry. Thank you, love. Appreciate you. Very kind of you. Honestly, I didn't ask the right questions. Honestly, I don't think that. Well, what's interesting is it tells us, do you know anything about the disappearance or murder? And then a lot of it is redacted on top of that. Thank you so much, Miss Sherry. Appreciate you, love. Very kind of you. Yep, they all had the lie detector test. Okay, thank you, Daphne, for that. As transcripts. Let me get that. Here, let me play this. I'll get that transcripts up. We'll look at them.
You know, if all those items were found at the same place, or were they found throughout?
I'm not sure where they were found. I was just told that, or any of these items, Lily and Jack's, we found them during the search.
Were they photographed together?
No, they were not photographed. They were photographed individually.
Okay, so most likely then they were not found together.
Yeah.
And around what time was this blanket, the full one that didn't belong to them? When was that one found?
That was found. It would have been during the daytime. So because I remember I was actually standing on the front deck when she brought her phone up to show me. So that would have been sometime during the day. So I'm saying between noon and 4 p.m. probably.
So, 4 is when they found the pink blanket that was Lily's. That was a portion.
Yeah, 4 o'clock. All right. So thank you, Daphne, for sending this. What was I looking for in this transcript? Do you remember? I don't remember what it was. Hello, getting out of track for an Eden's Lake. Let me look at this. Wow, this is very detailed. Okay, let me find this. I'm going to text you, Daph, maybe. Just 1 second here.
Another blanket, correct?
Yeah. I'm not sure on the exact time on that either. It would have to be after 4 because the school bus.
Okay, the time of the blanket found. Okay, here we go. Watch this, guys. Let me show you. Let's look at these transcripts here. And then we'll get back to this, but I want to see what this transcript says. All right. May 1st. Check out 4 listening in the lane. Okay, we got 2 hours of fuel. Give me 1 second, y'all, so I can find it. Might not let me blanket. Okay. All right, here it is. Family has brought us to a location here, not far away. There's a partial piece of a blanket, which the mother says she believes it belongs to her daughter. It's just off the road here and off the UPU status, you'll see where Bravo 3 and Bravo 8 are. Yeah, we just stopped to Lansdowne, the road off of 289. Did we say we found an article? Possibly. There's a couple other pieces of old clothing here, pieces just torn, like pieces of rag. And there is a piece on this, and there is a piece on the side of the road. Really? So there was old clothing there as well. That's very interesting. According to this transcript right here, it says there's a couple other pieces of old clothing here, pieces just torn like pieces of rag, but there is a piece on the side of the road. All right. Do you see the F-250, the truck, and the SUV pretty much directly in front of you, sir? Question mark. That's the blanket. Yeah, it's on the floor. We're coming up to it there, just to make sure we leave it for us. It's about 5 kilos too. There's 23. Want to attend this summer? Okay, I don't know what that means. Now the next day, actually, they don't. What bothers me is they do not come and get that the blanket out of the trash until the 4th or the 5th. It's crazy to me. Absolutely crazy. Like, why? Oh, sure. Thank you, love. Thank you so much. I just woke up in Australia with the Superman Daniel song that had me in the best of the mood. Thanks, Justin. Love you. Oh, thank you, Cherie. Thank you so much, my dear. I'm so glad that puts you in a good way to start your day. Thank you so much, my dear. Appreciate you. It's Blueberry's birthday. Thank you so much, Cherie. Appreciate you. Happy birthday, Blueberry. See you. The end of the show there. So, Justin, if Malaya's friend didn't show until 1:30, blanket found by them at 3:45, where was Daniel or Janie at the time? Bingo. The blanket was open same day in trash. Yeah, 1,000%. 1,000%. That's been the question, right? Like, why in the hell? I mean, it's so easily provable. And Daniel's going to talk about how Daphne was talking about in her podcast just a little bit ago about a clear. He's saying that the bag is clear or transparent. I don't recall that, but I've never seen something like a bag that is like industrial other than for an office to be clear. Like if it's going to hold real heavy weight, it's going to be black. The clear plastic is just not as strong. It's just not.
Bus goes up there around 4 o'clock.
Gotcha. And
because that school bus, it goes up and it actually goes up and turns on my Uncle Ron's house, which is about 500 feet past where the blanket was found.
gotcha.
So And the bus usually goes up there, and the bus usually makes its way up there around, I don't know, 3:55, between 3:55 and like 4 o'clock.
And this bus has cameras, correct?
Yeah, the buses do have cameras. When they looked at the footage from the outside of the buses, the blanket was not there.
Interesting. And it went both directions, correct? It went.
Yeah, they both go both directions. They have multiple buses.
And it was not seen at 3:55, 4 o'clock when the bus passed.
No, they said they did not see it on any camera footage from the buses. So
that is how far is the search command from where the blanket was found?
From the piece of
Well, what we need to check is where the hell was Daniel around this time? Because remember, he said he wasn't home much the first couple days. Right? So where were you? Where were you, Daniel? Hey, Lobster. Good to see you, love. Thank you so much. My dear, welcome to the Pearl family. Love your name. Love your name. Truly do. Makes me happy. It really does. Sarah, welcome. Thank you, love. Thank you. He received that pearl necklace. Make sure you think of girl Sarah. Good to see you, Miss Sarah. How you doing, girl? Appreciate you very, very much, Miss Sarah. And Miss Kelly, thank you so much, my dear. Justin sent you a email from Okay, gotcha. I will look right now. Thank you, Miss Kelly, Sarah, and Lobster. Really do appreciate your support, y'all. Thank you very much.
Lily's blanket that was found in the tree. The actual command center itself.
Yeah.
It is okay. When you look at Lansdowne Station Road on the map. I'll just wait for you here to set that up, and then we can take a look. I'll show you, give you the exact location.
So here is. Do you see it?
Yeah. So that is. So Lansdowne Station Road. As soon as you're going up Lansdowne Station Road, you go across a little bridge.
It's this direction.
Lansdowne Station.
Oh, this direction. Okay.
Yeah. So Lansdowne Station Road. There you go over a little tiny bridge.
Okay.
I don't know.
Have I gone too far?
Yeah. It goes right on Lansdowne Station Road. There's a little bridge when you're going down, and then you see. When you're seeing right around that turn there, that's where it is. You just headed on it. Right past that little dirt road there, that little gravel pit dirt road. Yeah.
Why? I'm just curious, but why would they make command so far south of where you guys live? Did they say anything about that by any chance?
I'm not sure the actual reasoning for making it there. I know it's a road that's. They had a long stretch going down that hill, going to the command center, so everyone could park their cars. Because there was hundreds of cars there, Daniel.
Now,
search vehicles. They had to move in, RCMP SUVs and everything, right?
So how long after law enforcement arrived at 1027 did the command post get set up? Was that like the first thing that happened?
I'm not sure. I was actually in the woods for a lot of that, Daniel. So I don't have like a clear time that was set up. Clear time that I could say the setup like began or was completed.
I was talking and nobody heard.
Around what time were you notified?
See, I was gone. Listen, where were you, Daniel? Remember, even in the documents, it says Daniel went to go pick up some of his friends. He was just gallivanting all around. Up at the pipeline, all in there. Daniel says he feels stupid now for looking because he knows that they are not in those woods. And this is what bothers me with the RCMP. RCMP has went there and looked religiously, right, where all in the woods multiple times. They came and looked with cadaver dogs, and they're looking in other places too that they are not telling Daniel or anybody else, thankfully. And so if they're not in the woods around there, that means they have had to have been taken somewhere else. Jack and Lily had to have been removed from this property. So RCMP, they're not out around those woods now, right? All family members, no matter if they agree with each other or disagree, they all agree they are not around in those woods. Doesn't matter if it's Belinda, doesn't matter if it's Daniel, Malaya, or whoever. You guys are saying that there's no evidence that some rando stranger took them. Right? No evidence that random strangers, took them out. Daniel was always talking about, check the borders, check the airports, all of this. So what is the RCMP saying? They're not out in the woods there, but no random person took them. But also, they're saying that, at least partially, because we don't see what's redacted, that Daniel and Malaya passed their polygraphs. We don't know what's redacted said. Must be a UFO then, right, Remy? So from the time frame, I can tell is Daniel was only told not to go in the woods from 10:27 to 12:30. They should have been in a holding somewhere. I mean, they should have. I mean, I don't even know about a holding cell, but they should have, not been able to go anywhere. No black bags, just say Cumberland. Unless it was Daniel's dad, uncle, or brother. Well, Daniel said he was only held up there for like 10 or 15 minutes, Daphne. While he was back there talking to his mom. Yep. I agree, Kelly. I agree. Pretty quickly. And it sounds like, whether Daniel knows or not, but he's saying in this interview that he's not sure if the RCMP checked, all these vehicles or not. When does his brother Justin show up? Well, depends who you ask. I have the text I sent you. Okay, Dad. Depends who you ask. Because there's a big discrepancy there. Big discrepancy there. The way Malaya and made it sound, they're over there in their camper. The way Belinda took it, and there was a dog that was constantly barking, a bigger dog, not a little small or a little medium-sized dog. And now, there's just Janie's little pooch there.
And how were you notified about the pink blanket that belonged to Lily?
The pink blanket that belonged to Lily, I wasn't notified at all about that. I was actually told there was a piece of a pink blanket that was found up the road in a tree, And I said, piece of a pink blanket.
Hold on, Daff.
And I put 2 and 2.
Wait a second. Hold the fuck up. Is this brand new, Daphne? Did this just come out? Hold on. We're a little bit behind. I'm waiting for what she says. Daphne. Hold on. I just texted you too. Let me see what she says. I don't know. I found it yesterday. Okay, let me show y'all this. Cindy, I can't see the last name, SC Scrivens or something like that. CTV just announced that there will be an RCMP update next week. I hope it's a significant one. Now, I hope so too. There's going to be that's big. Let me see here. Hold on one second. Let me see if I can pull it up. Jack and Lilly Sullivan. Okay, hold on. We got some new stuff in. Here we go. Let me pull it up. New stuff coming in.
Jack and Lilly Sullivan are still on the minds of many Nova Scotians. These signs are in Bedford, roughly 130 kilometers from where the two were reported missing, simply asking, where are they? It has now been 5 months and there is still no trace of the children.
I think the RCMP is throwing a lot of experts and a lot of resources at it. In the meantime, it certainly doesn't look good for these poor children, but at some point, I'm sure we'll know what happened in some way or another.
4-year-old Jack and 6-year-old Lily were reported missing from their home in Lansdowne Station on May 2nd. Searches stretched on for days and weeks in the densely forested area nearby, with hundreds of volunteers and experts on the ground and in the air. Police tell CTV News they expect to provide an update next week on the work of the human remains detection dogs now being brought in from elsewhere in Canada, the latest investigative tool.
Either they're acting on kind of another attempt to find the kids, or they're acting on some information they may have investigatively to have them focus in certain areas.
Police previously stressed there is no definitive evidence to suggest the children are deceased. RCMP say this remains a highly active and intensive missing persons investigation, which is being supported by partner agencies across Canada. Saying in a statement, our team remains in Canada, the latest investigative tool.
Either they're acting information they may have.
There is no definitive evidence to suggest the children are deceased. RCMP say this remains a highly
What? They're saying there's no definitive evidence that they are deceased, but they said that they don't believe that they were alive. And the questions that is asked is, did you have anything to do with the murder or disappearance of Jack and Lilly Sullivan? See, it's so inconsistent. It's so inconsistent. That's what I'm thinking, finding solace. That's crazy. Just means the remains have not been found, in my opinion. Might be. I mean, if they're going to give us, you know, whether there was something was found last week or nothing found, I'm beginning to think that Teresa. Just like Dylan Eller's case. God, I hope not. Hey, Ladin, good to see you, my dear. Thank you so much for your support. In my opinion, they didn't want to stage at the trailer as many searchers and others could contaminate evidence. Very possible. Very, very possible. Very possible. Yes. RCMP have been incompetent for a long time, in my opinion. That's how our police system works around Nova Scotia. It's really sad. In my opinion, yes, just means nobody's found. Maybe they want to entertain Daniel's script of kids being alive so they don't spook him. Could be.
Active and intensive missing persons investigation, which is being supported by partner agencies across Canada, saying in a statement, "Our team remains fully committed to utilizing every available resource to move this investigation forward and determine the circumstances of Lily and Jack's disappearance." To date, police say investigators have received 820 tips, all of which are being carefully assessed and followed up on. They've also conducted 80 formal interviews, reviewed all viable video files collected from the area, and have assigned more than 1,000 investigative tasks. With interest in this case so high and information so scarce, it's given rise to online true crime programs.
Just because there's no press conference, it doesn't mean there's not boots on the ground. And I know they brought in resources from other provinces. They're doing everything they can, but they need tips and they need the public's help in some way because somebody out there knows something and they're not saying.
The investigation now moves into the 6th month, and colder weather on the way only makes it
because somebody out there knows something. Well, you damn right somebody out there knows something, and that would indicate that there is foul play. Not that they walked off. Nobody believes these children walked off. They wouldn't spook him if he already knew they were not alive. Arrests need to be made while they're building the case. Exactly. Start speaking up, Daniel, Malaya, Janie. No, they did not walk off. They did not walk off. Hey, they don't want YouTube yet. Yes, if someone knew something, they would have. Yeah. Yep.
more difficult. Todd.
CTV's Stephanie Seacos. Thank you, Stephanie.
Okay, let's see if there's anything new. Give me 1 second. See if there's anything else new that's coming out in the last little bit. Past 24 hours. Today's 5 months. Let's see what this is. Videos. Tools. This is what is this? 1 second. Is this yeah, it's one of those things. All right, let's see if there's any print to this. Is this the same thing we just watched? Let me see. Okay, look at this, guys. These people, man. I don't know if they're just really quiet and they're keeping everything really tight to the vest, or do they not have anything? The only thing I can say about the RCMP, they don't talk as much as Americans, please, truly. We are not spoken to keep secrets until solved, maybe. I don't know. You would just think that they would come out with a press conference every little bit because of the interest in this case. But I don't know. I don't know. 4-year-old Jack and Lilly Sullivan were reported missing May 2nd from their Gairloch Road Lansdowne station. Searchers stretch on for weeks in the densely forested area of their home, but there has been no sign of the two. Quote, "This remains a highly active and intensive missing persons investigation," end quote, said the RCMP spokesperson today in an email to the CTV News Atlantic. Last month, the RCMP announced cadaver dogs would begin searching for the two children. As of Thursday, the spokesperson said police anticipate providing an update on the work of the human remains detection dogs next week. Quote, "We're unable to confirm the dates, times, or locations of the searches," end quote, said the spokesperson. CTV Publicly Safety Analysis Chris Lewis said there could be multiple reasons why cadaver dogs were being brought in. Either they're acting on or just another attempt to find the kids, or they're acting on some information they have, end quote. He said police previously stressed that there was, quote, "nothing definitive to support the children are deceased," end quote. Well, then why the hell did you guys say that before? You guys said that they were out in the woods. You believe that they're out in the woods and they couldn't have made it. They would have not been able to survive. He says, quote, "I think the RCMP are throwing a lot of experts and a lot of resources at it," end quote. He said, quote, "In the meantime, it certainly doesn't look good for these poor children, but at some point, I'm sure we'll all know what happened in some way or another." You hear that, Daniel and Malaya? You hear that, honey? Daniel knows where they are. He did say he is 100% sure they wouldn't find him anything in the yeah. He says he's 100% sure that they wouldn't find anything in the woods, and he says that the RCMP told him that the blanket was planted. It's crazy. In my opinion, they are keeping very quiet for a reason. My gut says they're in the woods. I believe they're in the woods, but they're in the woods somewhere else. Yeah. Hey, Lakeside, good to see you. I don't think they do either, Gary, just like Eller, Ortman, and now this. They would need more resources and more training. Something needs to change. I'm just wondering why they never announced this today. I was thinking that. I'm just wondering why they announced this today after Daniel's video. because they do watch. They watch every one of us that go live. Promise. 100%. Huh. Let's see.
To the garbage bin, and I seen that there was a hole ripped in the bag, and clearly there was somebody who went into the garbage, or
Clearly. He says he put 2 and 2 together in the woods close to a water source, in my opinion. Absolutely. Yeah. No, I'm not ready. Trust me, I'm not ready to rule out water because Daniel talks a lot about water. He likes to fish, like she just mentioned. I was wading in water up to my waist, he says. And then he says he could have slipped on a rock and hurt himself and all that. So there's something. There's something. Maybe. Yep. Exactly. Daniel's smarter than he looks. He's good. He's good at manipulating. Does Daniel's brother have a 5-speed? Yes. But he says in this, he says that Daniel's brother, he does have a 5-speed, but he says it's a newer 5-speed and it's not modified in any way. Who's going to help him if shit gets real? Dad, sibling, or friend? Dad, sibling, or friend? One of them. Yet slipping at the least, very possibility. I mean, I don't think Janie would help as far as placing. Well, the old blue Subaru, Justin, had wonder if they still have that. I don't know. My Danny boy, he's such a good baby. Yes, he
or
is.
something went on with the garbage for a piece of that to be ripped out. Because usually when you look in the garbage bin, Daniel, and you see a garbage bag, usually it doesn't have a hand-sized hole ripped in the side of it.
You're right, Daniel. You're right. So why the hell would it? How would any mother chicken know, Daniel, that you threw a blanket in there a week ago? Why is there just one bag of trash in that to begin with? When does Daniel's trash runs? When does it run? Yes, he Wolf. I can see Janie showing tough love. I mean, maybe if you offered her some Misty 1000s and some dog treats. That as well. Not at all. Every 2 weeks.
That's interesting. Now, the pink blanket, when they told you about it, did they show you a picture?
The piece of the blanket? No.
No. Okay,
No.
so they just told you they found a piece, and you went to the garbage bin. And
Yeah.
where in the garbage bin was the bag that had the other part of the blanket? Was it towards the
Okay,
top,
Bullshit.
middle, bottom?
These were like
Listen to that.
Pink blanket, when they told you about it, did they show you a picture? The piece?
the piece of the blanket? No.
You're lying through your ass, Daniel. Lying through your ass right there. Then how in the fuck did you put 2 and 2 together? How in the hell did you put 2 and 2 together? You didn't see it? Well, that's funny because Malaya supposedly sent you and your mother, Junkyard Janie, a photo. Yeah, he was told a piece of a blanket. Someone says I found piece of a blanket and I didn't see it. How the hell am I going to put 2 and 2 together? Oh, yeah, that's the one I threw out a week ago, you dummy. You're not going to put 2 and 2 together. You're not. That's ridiculous. You couldn't definitively say that's the blanket if they didn't show it to you. Unbelievable, Daniel. Hey, Mallory. Thanks again, baby. Appreciate you. Did RCMP not get a warrant for the phones? They did. Yes, they did. They would be found if we could see where D and M were the night before. So we know where they was on Thursday, up until they got home. However, Daniel says that he didn't take his phone when he left to search for Jack and Lily. Malaya says when she was making the 911 call that she has to go into a corner of the trailer, turn off her Wi-Fi so she can get a bar. But also in this interview, Daniel says he goes up the hill and he's comes back down the hill. How does he? I'll have to wait till he says it. But totally different. In the other interview, he says he goes up the hill, he comes down the hill. Malaya is on the phone with 911. And then he goes in the house and gets something like the keys, because he says there's 2 sets of keys, remember, which I found very odd. And then, but Malaya says in the documents that she was in the corner of the house trying to get service. But Daniel says she's outside with Janie when she's making this 911 call. And Janie says, you don't get service at that house. Extremely, extremely, extremely rare. Yes. I think they screwed a lot of things up in the beginning, RCMP, in my opinion.
Okay, so they just told you they found a piece and you went to the garbage bin. And
Yeah.
where in the garbage bin was the bag that had the other part of the blanket? Was it towards the
Okay,
top, in the middle,
there
the
was
bottom?
these were like large industrial sized garbage bags, right?
Okay.
That is true as well. Daniel said Malaya was at the end of the driveway near the road, on phone with 911 in the beginning. Yes, yes. Now listen to him how he talks about these industrial garbage bags.
Was the bag that had the other part of the blanket, was it towards the
Okay,
top, in the middle,
there
the
was
bottom?
these were like large industrial sized garbage bags, right?
Okay.
And mom would always yell at me, you know, don't put so much garbage in one bag, because I would always make the bags like really heavy, right?
Okay.
And so I had the blanket was in a garbage bag, but there was another garbage bag that was inside, right? So it was like double bagged,
Interesting.
and you could see I keep wanting to say a hole that was ripped in the side from a hand that went down inside of it, and you know pulled something out, but it looked to be like somebody put their hand in there and ripped it out.
Okay. First of all, Kelly's absolutely right. You can call 911 on Wi-Fi. Now, Malaya used an app that you can't use 911 for, but you can call 911 through Wi-Fi without that app. Absolutely. Notice how Daniel right here says how he puts his hand, how someone put their hand through that, and then he pauses because he's uncomfortable. You can tell he's very uncomfortable with these.
From a hand that went down inside of it and, you know, pulled something out. But it looked to be like somebody put their hand in there and ripped it out. But
Malaya silence makes me sick. Yeah, she should be very much ashamed. I think the RCMP are playing cat and mouse with Daniel. Stress him out and then easing off. Might be. Could be.
The bag, the blanket was still at the bottom of the bag, right? It wasn't pulled all the way out. It wasn't anything like that. So.
Okay. So this is my question. If the blanket, I just thought of this. If the blanket is at the bottom of the bag, Daniel says it wasn't pulled all the way out.
The blanket was still at the bottom of the bag.
The blanket was still at the bottom of the bag. How can this, again, how can this blanket be at the bottom of the bag and stuff apparently be on top of it? How could someone rip a piece of the blanket while it's at the bottom? I'll wait. I'll wait. You can't. You can't rip something at the bottom of the fucking bag. And it's already in another bag. Me either, sandwich. Right, Salty. And that's the other thing, right? Even with two hands, how does one rip the blanket easily apart? Much less if it's in the bottom in another bag, like a bag in another bag, and that bag is ripped, and that's at the bottom. And if you rip it apart, you're going to rip the bag that it's in. It's not going to have just a single fucking handprint. Bingo, Angel. Exactly. Exactly. Bingo, Karen. That's my opinion as well. He had to have ripped it, in my opinion, put it in the bag, put a hole in that bag, and then put that in a bag. Industrial strength bag, no less. Yes. I think, I hope, but I bet you RCMP didn't. They should have taken that entire fucking garbage bag. He put the trash in a large wooden box. Oh yeah, I've got a text message from him saying that the trash can at the end of the road is got a very heavy lid on it that, you know, so nothing could get in it. I've got Daniel saying that. Thank you, Sunshine. Thank you, darling. Absolutely, Elizabeth. Absolutely. Thank you, Karen. Bingo. Yes, Angel. Exactly. And why would the RCMP be laughing and joking with him? Well, I think they're just trying to make him comfortable and build rapport. I don't find that uncommon, personally.
right? It wasn't pulled all the way out. It wasn't anything like that. So
Was the trash bag in the bottom of the can or on top of like all the other trash?
I was the garbage bag, that one big garbage bag, that was like a 60-pound garbage bag.
And not only do I find everything we just mentioned odd, but then think that was the only bag in that trash can by the road. Just that one bag. 60 pounds. He might mean 60 gallon. Hold on. Do you guys go by gallon bags or do you go by something else in Canada? Liters? Do you go by liters? Because I know when I buy gas in Canada, it's by liters. So it's probably liters. Kilometers, yes, when you're like driving. But I think it's liters with the garbage bags. He meant how much it weighed at the time. I don't think so. Bingo. But I'm wondering if they actually got that. I'm wondering if they got that all the bag. And the thing is, they did. Well, yeah, he filmed it. Yes, him and Justin supposedly filmed it, which is even freaking creepier, if you ask me. Even freaking creepier.
And it was just, that was the only bag that was in there.
Oh,
Was-
okay. So there wasn't
that
any
one?
other trash on top.
No,
of it.
there was nothing else piled on top of it or underneath it.
So if somebody opened the bin, that's the first thing that they would see.
Yeah, they would be able to see the pink blacking in there. Yeah.
Okay. And so it seems like in the documents that it alludes that they showed you guys a picture and that you guys confirmed it. Was that, if you didn't see a picture, do you know if Malaya did?
I'm not sure if she did or not. I have no idea. Because I actually wasn't present at the house very much during the search because I was just out in the woods searching, man.
No, Bubbly Beth. There was only that bag by the road. No other bags. Conveniently, no other bags in the trash, we'll call it receptacle, by the road. Just that bag. It's so freaking obvious, man.
Understood.
Like
And so-
I poured my heart and soul into just searching as hard as I could.
I can imagine. And you're out there searching. Did you find out that night or was it the next day about the boot prints?
I actually found out, I think it was the next day. And then when I asked investigators when the boot print was found, they told me they weren't sure on the exact time it was found, but they thought it was found during the middle of the night.
Okay. And I know, and I made a mistake, guys, and I want to premise this was my mistake. I had indicated that this image here was a representation of what they had seen with the bare feet and the footprints. I went back and read my conversation with Daniel, so I just wanted to clarify it. What he said was that this picture, he had problems with it because he couldn't understand.
Yes, one garbage bag in a whole week for a family of actually 5, with Janie. So I've heard that it was a clear bag, but I can tell you the clear bags, they're not as strong. They're just not as strong. Uh 15, 25, 45, 75, 90. I am looking at my trash boxes and these sizes. Gotcha. Yes. Well, they have a they have a 55-gallon trash can in their kitchen. It is a 55-gallon trash can. That's crazy. Just in most restaurants use clear bags. They might, I mean, maybe he's saying industrial is different. Justin, what would the kids weigh if weighed together? I don't know. Let's see here. How much? 1 second. And I'll tell you here. Waiting for it. It'll tell me. Okay. 40 and 60 pounds. Does that sound right? $40 and 60 pounds. Oh my God. I can't imagine. Lily probably weighed 50 to 60 and Jack 45 to 50. Yeah, so yeah. So I'm told 40 and 60 pounds. So about basically 100 pounds. Yeah, Rogue, he's definitely changed that. Well, she was very thin, yeah. Very, very. Yeah. Daniel just digging through that like he's swimming. Where is his old blue couch? Are you being serious, Salty? You're not. Are you being serious? Or are you being silly? Been listening. Didn't he say the blanket was on top at the end of? Yes. He does say it's on top. He sure does. Yeah, I was talking about Jack, or Summer Wells. Remember that? Sure you did, Daniel. Sure you did. Exactly. Guys, I'm going to end it here because I have to go over on another panel this evening. I promised her I would do it the other day. I'm going to be on shares. She's covering Summer Wells case, and we'll see. Hopefully I can keep everyone calm over there. Chill out. We'll see. But Justin, I sent a Travis update if you want to look at my text. I probably knew what it's. Oh, hold on 1 second. Wait 1 second. Don't leave, guys. Hold on. One hour and 30. Look at Daniel, what he says right here. Oh, is Blenda in here? Hey, Blenda, honey. Daniel says here, wrong, completely wrong. During the first few hours of the search, after the helicopter arrived on the scene approximately 1 hour and 30 minutes after the search began, I searched. Well, the helicopter did over top sweeps above me. We both did grid searches of the same area. Daniel, you don't even know what a fucking grid search is, you dumbass. Sorry, Miss Belinda. and anyone else who doesn't like cussing. Myself running on foot and helicopters above. The helicopters went relatively slow due to the thick undergrowth of thick evergreen trees and vegetation. Please don't twist stories or propose theories on basis of accounts you never experienced firsthand. Daniel, you are the biggest, I hate this word too, gaslighting piece of garbage. You are the biggest bitch, Daniel, that God ever stretched a piece of skin over. I cannot stand you. I literally cannot stand him. I literally cannot stand him. Out of any one I have ever covered, Daniel Martell is the one that I cannot stand the most because he is the most deceptive and then tries to act holier than thou by talking about, oh, don't mix up this for that. We want people to, understand this case. And then they're just not going to understand it because of the misinformation. Bitch, you are the misinformation. You are the misinformation, Daniel. It is all you. It is all you, except those people that, does the AI and, with all that shit. But you are it, Daniel. I get a little hot-headed with this case, guys. I apologize, but he is, see right through him, Carol. You can see right through this mother chicken. He is as easy to see through as anything. Go to hell, Daniel. Really, go to hell. And you love to tell women, don't you, to go shut the hell up and stuff. You love to say that to women, don't you, Daniel? I see you fighting with them all the time, like the little bitch that you are. So come tell me to shut the hell up. You want a link? I'll give it to you. I might ask you a question. I might scare you the fuck off. But you need a link? Here's a link. I'll give you a link. Yeah, but the thing about even Edgar, right? The thing about even Edgar, like Edgar's arrogant, just like Daniel and stuff like that. But Edgar, at least you could level with him at some point. You know what I mean? Like you could have a rational, somewhat of a conversation, even if you didn't disagree. He's on fucking cloud 9. Daniel, I mean, the math pipe can't get any hotter. I can't with him. He wants to fit in so bad. Like, oh, yeah, I'm part of the RCMP, y'all. Bitch, they laugh at you. Yeah, that's true, Pink Roses. That's true. I can't stand that shit. Instead of 60 pounds, look for bags, 120 to 240 liter range. Yeah. Hold on, there's might be one more thing. I mean, anyone that believes this circus is ridiculous. All right, check this one out. I usually don't get like this, but here we go. This says, bear with me. Trying to fix something. I read somewhere that DM's mother said the last time she heard seen the children was the night before, ? I'm not sure where this was. Also, it's the only DM's words that it was Malaya's that called the school. There was no call, it was an email. How does he have emails to prove this? Was his phone used? Was it an app? So Daniel lies like a rug there as well. He says that Malaya used his phone. Malaya's phone was dead, but he also says Malaya was playing on her phone. He says he was asleep during this, but he also says he knew when it came in. It's crazy. I mean, I think Malaya is horrible for not speaking up for her kids and stuff. And she needs to do a hell of a lot more. But, being with Martell, that's enough to drive anyone fucking crazy, I think. All right, guys. If you guys want to join us over at Shares, I'll be over at Shares. Love you all. Appreciate you. Voices Behind the Wall. Thank you so much for joining me. God bless you. I'll see you guys maybe here in a little bit. I might be live here in a little bit because this wasn't very long. It was less than 2 hours. Voices Behind the Wall. If you want to come over there, she goes live just maybe every couple weeks or something like that. Can she remain silent forever? I don't know. Love you guys. Appreciate you, truly. God bless you, Belinda. God bless everyone that cares about this case. God bless Jack and Lily. Justice for Jack and Lily.